Alright guys, bit of a video update. I'm over at 320 gradi, which is 320 degrees. Yeah, look. I'm not saying how close my house is, but I've just been fitting some lights in there tonight and just having a beer. Large beer is a tanky. So I'm just enjoying that at the minute and just updating for tomorrow. It's been crazy busy. To think I've been here a week, flown in from the UK, gone to Barcelona, come back, and we've been doing bits in the house. Today I fitted lights in the kitchen, the lights in the sitting room. I just put a new one in, but the plaster's a little bit light for its fixing, so I've just grit filled the roll plugs in. I'm going to leave it overnight to set. Thanks for sharing. And tomorrow I'll refit that because I don't think we have enough time tonight. I don't think it's going to be dry. But the house is coming along now. I'll share some stuff when I go back inside, but it's been a crazily busy week. I was a bit sad to see Denise has gone back to the UK this week. She's sort of our adoptive mother, I suppose, because since she's moved to La Mata, myself and my wife are quite close with Denise. We're sort of like her adopted children. Yeah, so it's a bit sad to see her go to the UK, but funny enough, she's only one town up from where I currently work, so I'll be dropping in to see her there. It's good to see some of the other people around the area, not just here in Northampton. Other people have been mentioning, oh, me up in Northampton. I was like, okay, yeah, that'll be cool. But we're also today, this is another reason I'm tired today, is we went out for lunch to my tapas in La Zenia Boulevard with Arini and Keenan, who are the new tenants over at Denise's original apartment. Really nice couple, really good lunch, and yeah, it's just funny seeing a lot of positive stuff because everyone has a bit of chaos. I mean, I find our scenario very similar because obviously my wife's from the Philippines. I've experienced some racism issues around having a mixed family, and I know Keen and Arena have had some similar issues with places they've come from, so fully get the picture. It's funny about this whole inclusive environment we're in. It's so false. It's mind-boggling for me. It really is. But anyway, keeping it positive today. So this week, been meeting up with a lot of people, and tomorrow we're going out again. We're going over to see Carlos and Apple's new place over in Rejales. I think it's about 25 minutes away from La Mata. So it'll be interesting to see that because it's a bit further the other way. So going over there tomorrow. Kids, got to prep the kids ready for swimming. Although saying that, they know there's a swimming pool, so I don't think there's any prepping needed. They'll already have their stuff packed tonight. I know what the kids are like. But yeah, it's nice how the community sort of grown since we first arrived. There seems to be getting more and more people regularly. Who was I talking to earlier? I know there's a couple of people with other channels out there. Happy to meet up if you're about. Also, we've got time to do it because recently our schedule fills up rather quickly. But I'll show you some stuff on the house towards the end of this video because obviously there's been a bit of progression today. Now the tiles are in because that was a stumbling block, along with the shower tray issue. The shower tray took ages to arrive, and then the guy abandoned it at the post office because it was cracked and just sent it back. So didn't even tell us. 4 days later we find out that they basically scrapped it because it was just, it wasn't fit for purpose. But thanks to Igor, he actually took a shower tray from another job and we fitted it and basically bought a new shower tray for another project he's on, so to replace the one we've taken, which allowed little Igor, who doesn't speak English. I don't think he speaks Spanish. He's Ukrainian, so I'm not sure. I think he only speaks Ukrainian, so it sort of limits the conversation we have beyond hola. But he's been here pretty much every day doing bits and pieces, but it's suddenly jumped forward now that we went and got some different tiles from Leroy Merlin, which meant that he could do the kitchen. The shower tray come in, so the shower tray's fitted, and he's now done the bathroom tiles. So they're set in today, and I think tomorrow he's probably going to be grouting the kitchen and bathroom, which means we're nearly ready to actually start installing stuff, which is a massive move because suddenly it stopped for about 6 weeks waiting on stuff. But I've experienced it the same in the UK because my construction projects were a few million quid during the summer, and we've had massive nightmares of stuff. Timber jumped up by 200%, in price, and even talking to some of the contractors saying it's not even worth ordering because, not for our project but for other projects. So, but by the time it arrives, because it's taken up to 12 weeks as well, a lot of the projects will be cancelled because people will just move on to something else. They might change it to plastic or whatever and get hold of and just abandon the project, which means you've got very expensive timber that nobody no longer wants, and then the market sort of catches up and the price drops. So contractors aren't keen to get into that scenario either. So it's been a particularly peculiar year for materials, and I know the UK's had its Brexit, but even here in Spain it's feeling the same pain. There's shortages in a lot of materials. In the same way, everybody's crazy busy. The new balcony piece that's going up there, strongly even get the fabricator to come. He's got that much work on. It's busy till next year. And when I had a look at a hot tub, jacuzzi, yesterday, and they're already saying, well, you order it, it's already next year. They're already fully booked. There ain't any available. So considering we've got COVID and Brexit, whereas a lot of doom and gloom in the media, in reality, the market's not as bad as we're being told. In Spain, reading through some of the news articles this week, because we went down to Iceland, my daughter's got an obsession with Yakult, so we're trying to get Yakult and they haven't got any. But I was reading about the internal tourism in Spain. It's offset some of the problems with the big spenders that normally come down. Obviously, I say big spender in the UK, Benidorm, that's not it. High volume turnover from UK, France, and other places. Hasn't been as high because of the COVID situation, but what they have had is people haven't been able to go abroad, so they've had a lot more internal holiday makers. Now I know here in La Mata this is very busy for this time of year. I mean, I'm still struggling to park. I can't park on my own street, as you can see here. These are all tourists. There's a lot of people still here. But then again, the other day it was 40 degrees, so it's not the coldest of Septembers, I'll tell you. So it's all going pretty well. I'm just looking forward to be able to move in, but down this side here, where the scaffolding is at the moment, it's probably going to be the jacuzzi. We put the canopy across, squeeze the jacuzzi in at the back, then at the front will be a little dining table and stuff, so in the winter you can put the canopy across and sort of sit in there and have dinner, but obviously you want a bit of private time with yourself sitting in the jacuzzi rather than saying hello to everybody walking up the street. You put the canopy across and you can lounge in the jacuzzi. So looking forward to all it being finished. Now there's been some silly comments on the channel. You do not get a €10,000 property in La Mata. I don't know what somebody's been sniffing or whatever. It just doesn't exist. The other thing is, if they read up on it, they'll find that this market has actually managed to remain buoyant throughout the whole pandemic period, Brexit period. And I think the housing market will retain that because, like I said before, the property developments in the bigger cities has had massive investment from the state, so developers aren't at risk, if you know what I mean, because even if they're sat on properties here, other properties they're developing now are pretty much all going to be sold without doubt, because there's a big problem with property availability in the cities. So even if they sit on the properties on the coast, they're not bothered. There's enough profit in them to sit on them, especially when you're dealing with high-rise and low-rise. So I don't think you're going to see massive price drops. But the cost of the property here, realistically, and how much it costed was about 135,000. Now you do get silly comments from people, but if you know La Mata, we've got sea views, the location's primed. Once it's renovated, it's worth a lot more. The prices don't go down here. The next street along, there's properties between 400 and 700,000. Reality is, it's in a very good area property wise, and if anything, I see developers knocking down and developing some of the older stuff, because you can knock down a £140,000 house and put a new one in at 700,000. It's right on the coast, why wouldn't you? So for us, we're happy where we are. This will be our main house, and we're already looking at the next properties. But like I said, I'll update with some of the stuff in the house next.